Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. It was good to see everybody today. It was nice to have everybody back up to the house. I got to thinking I want to welcome Daniel in on these videos as well. I know he's not real big into the shop thing, but I got to thinking about it. And out of all four of us, he's probably the biggest woodworker since he's working wood every day, 70 feet in the air. So Daniel, no watching this while you're in the bucket. A couple of things I want to talk about, kind of what happened as far as products this week, what all we did and we got out before the show. A couple of really good builds and neat things, some things sold really well. I know I talked to y'all a little bit about the tray, but I don't know if I showed you any pictures of the finished product with the tray that we did with the spalted oak and put the little handles on it. That went pretty quickly. I think people were looking at it fairly regularly through there, and a gentleman come back and actually picked it up at I guess midway through the show, just for his wife for a present. But I'll run down the list real quick of the things that we did this week. We made the flip-flop sign. I think I told y'all about. We made it and got it completed Friday night before the show. I think I showed you the picture of the gecko, the thing we're going to make, the plaque we're going to make with the gecko on it, and it came out really well. And then I know I showed you the fish that Mom had done where she put it on the board and really saw the fish outline in the board she was using. She kind of cleaned it up a little bit and made it a little bit more fish-like on the board, and that came out really good. And if I can figure out how to put the picture in, the picture will be right here. No? Okay. Well, it'll be at the end of the video if I can't figure out how to put it in. At some point, I'm going to figure out how to split a video and put that in. We made some more chicks and eggs, and I think we sold a couple of sets of that, I believe. 2 sets of that, maybe?
3 sets of that.
A little bit more on that. We made a towel holder, had a little seahorse, cast iron seahorse with the tail came up and was a hook. And it came out pretty good. So that was the builds last week, and we didn't do a lot of big builds. We got a couple of builds coming up here pretty soon where we're going to take a bed rail, a bed frame from, I think it's a single bed, and we cut the footboard out. And what we did is cut the footboard, and what we're going to do is kind of like that, if you can kind of imagine that. And I don't think it's going to be a day bed. I think it's going to be just a chair. But this is going to be a really pretty cool build. So we'll bring you along for that. And I think Mom's going to make a bench out of it, she said. So that's going to be a neat build. Of course, there's going to be 2 sides of that short side where we cut it in half. We'll have 1 on each side. So that's something coming up for the next week or 2 that we're going to be doing. And then we did a wine rack. And I'm not sure if I showed you that. And you said, well, Dad, just go back and look at the video and you can tell if you've showed us that already. But the thing is, I don't like seeing myself on the videos. And I've noticed that my lisp comes out when I'm doing these. And so I get self-conscious when I see it. So I'm not looking back at the old videos more than I have to. But anyhow, this is our wine rack here. And the goal is to fill it up with all the wine we can and then drink it. No, that's not the goal. The goal is we're going to take and we're going to put some hangers on it. I think we're going to put some little boards up this way. Now, we may have talked about this last time. And we're going to put some boards up here so the wine doesn't roll off. So it'll set up kind of like that. And then I think we're going to put chalk paint up through here on the board that comes up here and keeps it from rolling off. And then you can put the name of the wine or whatever you want on there. You know, keep your hands off it, Sully's wine or whatever. But they'll be able to do that. So that's a couple of the builds that we've got coming up. Mom's got some real neat ideas for these cast iron crosses. And this is, again, some of the stuff we picked up at the auction that looks really good. And I think it's going to go over really well. This is probably one of my more favorite crosses right here, but I think that looks really good, and we'll do well with that. Fleur-de-lis. So this is the fleur-de-lis. We got a whole box of these, so we're going to be doing a bunch of projects with these. Not entirely sure what we're going to do, but we've got different sizes. Well, to compare them, so here's one, and then side by side, here's the other. So for all the Saints fans, this ought to go over really good. Then we got kind of a similar design with coat racks or towel racks or whatever, hat rack, you know, whatever you want. This is Georgia, so it'll probably be a hat rack. But anyhow, there we go for those. So those will come out really neat. I think I maybe had showed you the handles that we picked up the last auction as well, and I think Mom kind of sees them on a board as a towel rack like that, and I kind of see them as a chest handle like that. So I'm going to use at least one of them on the chest. Probably the coolest thing we got at the auction, we got 2 mermaids, and they look really, really good. And I think the idea that Mom has with the mermaids is to take and put them on a board where we're going to kind of make it look like a porthole on a ship. But these are really, really nice. I think she priced these online like at $80, and we got them pretty good price. So of course, you know, like I said, we're not making a fortune with this stuff. So what we're going to do is we'll take and put that on the board. I don't know, maybe ask $20, $30. Again, we're not doing any of this to kind of get rich. So that'll be a really, really cool build on that. I think it'll come out looking really, really good. Not sure what kind of wood we're going to use on that. And then we've got a couple of neat things here that I don't know if y'all have actually got to see yet, but I'm going to try to get as much of it in the frame as I can. We got these Margaritavilles. That looks pretty good right there. But what we did is a little bit of work and found out that if you use a Dremel tool with a sander on it, you can take them down to the bare metal pretty quick. So what we're going to do is, if you remember the paint, don't just run the video backward a second, we're going to really dress up the parrot here to where he really shines and stands out. Then of course the palm trees need to be redone, and I'm not sure, I think we're going with like a Florida Keys blue or something on the actually Margarita. So that's going to be pretty cool. I don't know that this is going to get done in the next 2 weeks, but I really would like to see these get done to be able to take to the show as well. So I think that's everything what we've got coming up, except for the build that we had already talked about, where we're going to be doing the rustic bench. And I've actually kind of changed my mind on that. Let me tell you about that after a drink of the sweet tea. It's great having everybody up here this weekend, but I don't think anybody drank my fresh sweet tea that I made this morning, except for me and Bula. But well, Mom's drinking a little bit, but I meant any of you boys. But anyway, I'm on that rustic bench. You know, we talked about using the fork in where the tree comes up in forks, kind of like that board that Michael put all the